There we go. It's starting now. Okay. I didn't do anything different. Alright, well. Stream is back up on YouTube. I don't have any music playing. It's just the stream. Should be good now. Alright. Is anybody in here actively trading anything, or are you guys cash right now? Only real moves that I've personally actually called out in here was just the move up into the 551s and maybe us hitting the fib extensions, but these need to be like runner targets. I would never have your full position hit either of these. Cash? Okay, good. Okay, so a thing like this too, like you've had like your move up and you've hit, you really got to think about this the most logical way possible. So I'm gonna go really slow because I want to go slow, not because I think you're stupid. Like, I'm going slow because it's me. So yesterday we were up here, right? All right, well, hold up. Yesterday we closed. Where the hell's the close? Let's just say right under that level there. All right, so we closed just at this level, right? This is the fib of the overnight gap from here to where we opened way down here, and this is the halfway point of that. So you visualize it, seriously. Visualize these levels. This is like a big barrier. This is a big barrier, and this is like the halfway point of that barrier, right? That's all it is. So we went up, we held, we went up, and we crossed over that level, moved into the next one, right? So we've now gone from just opening to hitting the previous day close, so completely destroying that gap down, right? Basically just restarting our momentum for the day. And now we've hit both the previous day close, sorry, I'm stuttering all over the place, the second fib extension and the third fib extension. So now we've hit all three of the targets that realistically you or me could have set beforehand, right? But now we've hit all three of them. So now, how should you or me be reacting to this? Should we just, 1, jump straight into puts because we think it's the high of day? 2, sit cash and wait to actually find context to find something? Because, again, this could go down to 551, hold a higher low, bounce back up. Next thing you know, we are hitting 555. This could reject, dump all the way down to 548. So there's still all these possibilities. But realistically, should we be looking for them instantly? No, because we just had this thing happen where we went up, we made all these, we did this damage to the chart. You shouldn't be looking to do anything instantly. So that's why you'll sometimes see people like jump into puts right after a big, like after this happened and someone says, I'm jumping into puts right now. Like it's not dumb that they're doing that. It's just like they should wait a second because they might get a lot better of a trade. But that's why you'll sometimes see people do that. Good move up, though, so far. And it's kind of funny because if you look at everything, too, I know it's kind of hard to with the double chart setup here. I'll just do this. We're still stuck inside of the pre-market high. We haven't actually gone anywhere. Still stuck under previous day highs. So all we've really done is just hold on to the halfway point of yesterday and move up and hit our highs. This was one of the 2 scenarios we went over just because that's really all that was there. And this is something you can create for yourself each and every day. There's always a scenario that should or shouldn't be happening every single day. Holding runners. What's up, John G? Good hold. What's up, Andrew? Good to see you, man. And yeah, sorry about the YouTube stream. It like cut out because of my internet, but we're all good. The last thing I was saying in the stream, too, before it cut out was kind of funny. Because I could kind of see my thing was cutting out. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I was checking to see if my data was delayed or not. And then the literal next blink, it showed delayed data. And I was like, oh, my internet's out. But we're all good now. Andrew's logic is mind bending, dude. That was crazy what you just typed. uh, Yo, what's up, Dividend Bull? How's my boy doing? Whoops, did not mean to do that. And remember to track this too, guys. Like, don't just track, oh, we hit them, we're bullish. Like, what have we done since hitting them, though? Inside bar, breakdown. Lower high, breakdown. Now we're getting to the part of the chart where this is where it makes another decision. Do we hold this and make higher lows and keep building up? Do we get a break and retake? And this is super bullish still to 553.50, maybe even 555. Do we get another rejection of this, another breakdown? Do we get more lower highs? Do seller signals pop up? That indicates to us that we are going back down to 550, potentially the halfway point of previous day. Does that make sense to everybody? I just want to make sure we're all on the same page still. I'm trying to give you that up and that down scenario, but also with like thinking behind it, not just like look for a candle to close. Like, no, there's a little bit more than that. Aye, aye, Captain. I had so many memes run through my head when I read that. You're making lunch? What's for lunch in Dividend Bull's world? Sold pre-market high, waiting for a minimum, 50% long potentially. Come on, Dividend Bull. Don't just be like, I had a hash brown. You want an inside bar today, Andrew? That wouldn't be too shabby. I would expect a lot of weird days with this week at least, just with like the daily candles and how we have all the earnings reports coming out. Because literally every day this week's just spitting out a huge weights earnings. Turkey sandwich and chips, packing for work. Nice, nice. Thank you for whoever invented air fryers. You got short again. Last trade of the day. Over trading definitely here. I just don't see the position, the risk to reward for shorting here yet. Like maybe from away from the first fib extension you could have started shorting, but we've already made it into that barrier now. Like this is the part of the chart where you're either going long and risking the fact that it is bouncing, or you're waiting for this to break and you're about to do a quick scalp of a short, waiting for more info to get a more reliable short retest. That would be. The risk to reward's not here yet, though. If you get the break of this, like, yeah, you get that, but that's so, like, you're just hoping at that point. Let's actually see the break of it first, and then we'll see what we get after. Because a break and retake of this would be even more bullish than anything you've seen today. In my personal opinion, we should slowly, like, bullshit and kind of cascade down to the middle of this chart again, and then I would like to see us finish between the current low and current high of today. I really hope this doesn't go anywhere more, just because of the earnings. Andrew said it earlier too. He says we hope we get an inside bar, kind of just alluding to the fact that if we do get a consolidation type inside bar type day, that the rest of the week could have a better opened up more session. Also kind of leaning into those earnings reports. We're kind of expecting to have a lot of more flat type days, but not in the sense of like it's going to do nothing all day. No, I mean, we're going to have really good moves up and down still, but most likely going to end off the day more flat. You can see right now here we're already breaking back even again, even flipping red on the day. So definitely would expect these kinds of days on these kinds of weeks. Again, you wouldn't say that normally, but during earnings weeks when there's a lot of very important weights reporting, it's actually super common to see these kinds of days. But you don't have to worry about them too much. It's not like we get this much earnings reports in 1 week every week of the year. It's just going to happen a couple times a year. 4 times. So it's not the end of the world. Good move so far, though. We made it down into that 550. No awesome little retest for us to go off yet. They just instantly dumped it in that one candle. See if we get a better retest here. Do we get more lower highs? What's about to happen? But yeah, I definitely look like patience paid this morning. Kind of giving yourself that little bit of time to kind of get the context of the chart. Because it definitely took about 15 minutes to show a good high or low basing. 15-20 minutes this morning. 2 good moves have been produced from it so far. A good return back to the median like we talked about, going back down to 550 if we do break 551 area. So not that crazy TA, but this is the kind of TA I would expect from a day like today. But do we have any questions or any comments that need to be made? I saw a few of you killing it here on the trade floor. A couple of you went short. Some of you a little bit earlier than others, but like I said the other day, it looks like a lot of you, when you are entering early, you're not marrying that position. You're not sitting there and just settling down and going, okay, yeah, this is my position. I'll ride it till it goes minus 100%. No. Looked like a few of you cut it, moved on, said, all right, I was wrong. And then Tobias, I don't know what he's been doing. He looks like he's traded every candle of this chart. He traded up, he traded down again. Make sure to space your trades out, Tobias. Good job on your latest short, though. That seems to be killing it. I was long at the open, switched up from your plan, but I just should trade what I'm seeing myself. The news is out. It's not great. I don't know who'd be buying this. Who desperately needs to break the 50%. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think I just liked the run-up into the news, and then after the news comes out, it's like, all right, let's see what the hell's about to happen. Does anything happen at all? But it looks like it played out perfectly with the overnight move down as well. The move up, the move down, it's not really like... It's not an anomaly. One day I'll be like you guys behind a nice monitor, doing my thing, be out. See you later, Alexis. Have fun at work, man. Be safe. Got a bit early on the poots. Managed a 15% gain. Not bad for being on back roads. Oh, nice. Did you take the back roads on purpose to do the scalp? That's funny. And good head on your shoulders, too, Alexis. You're always like... You're one of the few people I think of, too, whenever I get down. I'm like, oh, man, I fucking suck. I'm so stupid. I can't do anything right. You know, you get in that mood. You're one of the people I think about. I'm like, man, this man never complains. And he's literally driving and working and doing all this shit, all while trading and doing this and that, all with a good attitude as well. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you complain a single time, even in the slightest bit. And I think that's a huge, huge advantage for anything in life, but trading especially, because the mentality is everything. Because if you're just down and you're just pissed off, or you're sad, or you're emotional, you're not going to make decisions that you would otherwise make. Catching a call. Catch y'all later. Back to work in Death Note. See you later, Andrew. Have fun, man. You still suck. What is y'all's opinion? Should I delete these two levels or leave them up? These are just fib extension targets, but they're not really needed anymore. If we move back up, I can get different ones. I think I'm just going to remove them. We'll get one final little pick, and we will make our chart a little cleaner. Got so many levels underneath. Now we're at a part of the chart where risk to reward is definitely on the buyer side. People are definitely going to be looking to buy. If we get any kind of rejection, though, let me remove that other purple line. This one as well. Where am I? Here we are. So we had this high go down to this low. They rejected, came back down. This high goes down to this low. No retest at all, just continuation. So really looking to see, do they come back? If they do ever come back up, they could just dump the rest of the day. But if they do come back up, how do they handle this? Do they handle this very well? Do they struggle? Do they get above this? Because if they do get back above that, very good sign to hit 551 again for another lower high potentially. If, of course, the obvious doesn't happen, which they're already trying to do it, it looks like. The rejection and just the slow continuation down towards the next level. But like I said, risk to reward is definitely on the buyer side here, so don't be surprised if this gets a little bit of buying first. But it's the amount of distance that they take. Yes, buying will happen, but that doesn't mean it's bullish. If they go back up here and they never once get back above this, I'm sorry, but that's still more bearish than bullish, even though we are above CDO. Just because we've now had that whole retake of a good level that had structure, they've gotten movement away from it, so any further move up can still be seen as a lower high. So keep that on watch. But like I said, good risk to reward for buyers here. It is about the amount of ground that they take. Do they actually get anywhere with it? If they get back above this is a good first stepping stone for them. I mean, this level here would be the first stepping stone. This would be like the second one, but you know what I mean. Hopefully that makes sense. Sometimes I just say random shit and hopefully it lines up. But when talking about this stuff, it's clear as day. It's just, how do you want to position yourself? Do you want to be someone who's looking to just randomly start buying? Or are you someone who's looking to like get into some quick scalps? What are you looking to do? How's everybody in stream doing so far, though? If I didn't say good morning to you, good to see you. What's up, Mike T? Mike T, do you not sleep? I saw you react to my post at a crazy time. I don't even remember which post it was. It was one of the ones in Levels channel, but I looked and like 2 seconds later I saw someone react. I was like, no way someone's awake. Sometimes y'all amaze me. Great, man. How's everyone doing? Good, Nardsy. Good to see you. Just chilling. It doesn't make sense. It makes dollars. Data J with the bars. And look at that. That higher low. They're slowly getting over it. Not higher low, lower high. I'm all over the place. It's really important whenever you have like a break or anything, like to really just hone in on what the hell just happened on that recent left. Like you really could like ignore the rest of this chart now. Just focus on that. That. Just focus on the couple levels as they take more ground or as it loses more ground. In this example, we're going up. Alright, so they actually got past that level. Got up to 551s, as we talked about. Do they get back above 551s, or is that where she calls it? If we get no other candles passing above that, I have to assume that we are probably getting a lower high to make a good distinguished move down. This might not be a little baby move. This might be a good move down. So 551, very important pivot point. We're still above the previous day midpoint too, so we're kind of stuck between two magnets right now. Good initial move in the day that went up before the news came out. News has come out. We're going down. We've balanced. We're still above the current day open, so there's still that chance that this is a bounce to go back up, but 551 can be that deciding factor. Instead of just saying, I expect this to go up, well, now you can say, I expect this to go up, and I can watch around 551 for more info. Now you're not just swimming at sea and it's dark and you can't see. Now you at least have a flashlight. Why not previous day close? What are you talking about? Brother, what do you think this white level is? Well, they're only 11 cents apart, so I'm kind of using both. 551 is just an important level. 551.05. The previous day close is like 11 cents off. So I'm kind of using both, not just one. I'm just saying 551 because it's a little quicker to say. Less wording. I mean, do you want me to say 550.94 up to 551.05 every time I say it? It's more to save oxygen. But no, there's no discrepancy there, Tobias. That is the focus. I'm just using that other level as well, because why not? Wow, they closed above it. A good hold above this. Very good continuation sign to that next lower high, then to the next one. Then by that chance, we will be at high of day. So we'll see if they stair step up or do they break back down. What up, bro? I had to work late, always on the grind. I figured you were doing something because I was like, man, I don't even remember what post it was. I posted either super early this morning or super late last night. I couldn't remember. I like walked away. I came back. I saw someone reacted to it. And I was like, I gotta see who this is because I almost never look at the actual reactions to see who it is. But that time I had to. I was like, I gotta know. I'm just pulling your leg though. I guess we don't have to just stare at SPY. We can see how the triple Q chart fared so far today. I'm sure it did probably about the same. And yeah, deciding factor. We talked about this being a huge pivot point. Good continuation above. Pretty much the same price action though. Nothing really different. Numbers are different. Price action's the same. The only one that wasn't the same today was small caps. They actually did reject one. It's funny because I said I probably wouldn't short this because everything else looks like it's wants to pop back up now, and then of course this dumps. So this actually would have been a really good short. Kind of adds that evidence too that you can't just because SPY and triple Q are doing something doesn't mean small caps are going to do the exact same thing. Still fun to watch though. And then mags, I didn't even get a chance to look at this today. Let's see if it would have helped us. It didn't really help us till 15 minutes into the day. No early info here. It was on par. I wouldn't say that this is quicker than what we got on SPY. This is on par. SPX levels would have helped out immensely, though. Seeing it hold that level with the first couple candles is not a bad sign. The way it went up and hit this level, made an inside bar, is a good sign of like, hey, maybe I should relax. It coming back down but not breaking the next level. Yes, there's a lot of scary big red candles, but they're not breaking anything, so it's not the end of the world. And now we're back to square one. Well, square two. Hitting that level, and what are we doing next? We're continuing on, because this tells us, yes, it should continue on. Good high or low, we're above CDO. So, SPX is telling us we should move higher. Everything else is telling us that we need to wait. I'm really just curious to see where we will end up on the overall market once these bigger weights report their earnings, because sometimes they just do nothing. We go nowhere. And then we're just still square one on the market. Totally fine, nothing changes. That's the safest outcome. Of course, the not safe outcomes would be devastating reports or reports that are amazing. And next thing you know, we're opening up 10% the next day, whatever. Because that would, of course, change your IV a lot more, and then it would change the movement, and it's just eh. So as a short-term option trader, no, we don't want a lot of crazy moves tomorrow and the next day and the next day for this week. But if we do get them, we'll be ready. Because what do we have that is so easy to draw every day when we open higher or open lower? We have that overnight gap fib, which is so easy to draw. It's so easy to follow. It keeps it simple. It keeps you a little bit more, not passive, but more mature. You're not looking to jump on everything and be antsy. You're looking at UPS to hold 96.50. All right, 96.50. Let's mark it. Bam. Oh, it's PDL. Ah, good looks, good looks. I really hate this. Just literally had earnings, so the contract might be a little meh. But this price action is beautiful. Loss and retake a PDL. That's a very good potential setup. Good looks, Mike. What a crazy year and a half this has been for that chart. That's insanely hard to look at. Whoops. Ah, that's easier. All right, so kind of going back to what we talked about if we do go back up, how much distance do they get? We talked about them getting this ground, talked about the lower high here, and of course the meat of the high of day. They've gotten through the next pivotal area, which again, we're kind of using this, kind of using this and this area today to kind of help us with, are we going up or down? You know, outside of our current day open, which is super obvious. If we're above it, of course, we're more bullish than bearish. If we're below it, we're, of course, more bearish than bullish. It's the same case with these two areas today. Pretty much nothing but bullish price action holding the halfway point of yesterday today. Not even a single candle actually looking that bearish under it. Good retest point when we did fall and have these big scary red candles pop up. That's where we stopped. And now we've gone back up. We've hit one of the stopping points. We hit another of those pivot points, and then we hit two more of those lower highs. So not quite making it to high of day. We look like we're tapping out right here for a second. But you can see a very, very clear, like, roadway for the price. It's not like it's just bouncing randomly. Like, it's actually sticking to the levels really well. And I think that was all the news for the day, too. I don't think you have to worry about any more news today besides, of course, the earnings reports during the week. But today, I think that was the majority of the news. The server runtime is being exceeded. Huh? I can't pull up financialjuice.com anymore? How come? Thank you, Dividend Bull. I don't know why I can't access it right now. It like keeps giving me this like 404 error. Thank you. Nothing new to report. I mean, we're just still kind of going up as expected after holding the level so well. But it's funny because you really could like split this chart up into two different stories. Like here, it's like nothing but like just bullish confirmations, holding a good level, holding another good spot here, popping up, hitting a target. It came down viciously, went up viciously, kind of same tone. And then like on this side of the chart, well, almost like we're forming a third story here. Part 2 of the first one. And then this one, it's like you have an inside bar, breaks down, and not like you should be shorting this. It's just like we hit all fib extension targets, then we started going back down, so it makes sense that we go down from there. Then we make lower highs, then you start getting more actionable setups there. Super, super quick return back down to that halfway point. And it's like now we're back down to part 2 again. Part 2 of the first story. And it's funny because all of them reacted to one of the 2 pivot points we talked about. The first one, of course, being the most important one. The halfway point of previous day. This was by far the most important level on the chart today. So I'm glad we emphasized that a bunch in the pre-market part of the stream. It's also good to just have that kind of thing on your chart where it really is a deciding factor. If you didn't have that on your chart, not just that level, but just a deciding factor, period, every day, you're not really having anything to grab onto, like playing around or anything. You're just kind of guessing out you don't want to be reactive. I mean, you do want to be reactive, but you don't want to just be reactive. You want to be reactive to things you've kind of set. Like, oh, I'm going to be bullish above this or bearish below this, or if this, and this happen, I'll do this, you know? Kind of setting a condition for yourself, not really... If you're just reactive, it's like you're jumping into a bunch of traps. You know, it's like, fuck, I just sold high of day. Fuck, I just bought bottom of day, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're just constantly just buying the whipsaw. You don't want to do that. So be reactive, but not just reactive. What's up with everyone in voice chat? Have you guys been trading today? Have you guys just kind of been chilling? How's everyone in the chat? Taking off team, thank you. You Nardle, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a great day at work. Ugh. I started the range trading video this morning, but I had to stop. Probably good time to quickly watch. What number is that in the playlist? Here, I'll just pull it up. Number 3, okay. Oh, that one is kind of quick, actually. It's only 16 minutes. Man, looking back at this, I'm so glad I organized it the way I did, because at first, I think it would have been a little overwhelming. Because I had like 2 videos that were like an hour long, but now they're all split up. And the longest video is 46 minutes. 35, 23, 15. You can actually digest these videos. But yeah, I'm happy, man. It's doing good. It's got a bunch of views and stuff too, so all the members are clicking on it apparently, which is good. That's what I wanted. Because I know what it's like. I know all of you think the same thing. Like, you get to this point where it's like, you know how to draw the levels. Like, now how do I do better beyond that? Like, what's next? You know, there is something next. So I'm glad I got to make that playlist, because it's so easy for me to just answer someone and be like, well, I talk about it all the time in the stream. Just join stream, dude. But not everybody has time to join stream. Not everybody has time to be here live. I don't have time to sit here and go through hours of footage to find one conversation, you know? So I think that playlist wasn't just needed, because now I can actually be like, hey, are you a member? Check this out. This is actually the deeper thinking behind everything. Instead of just being like, hey, man, make sure you're in stream and you actually pay attention, blah, blah, blah. You know, it feels like a shitty thing to say to somebody. Like, I'm not wrong, but that doesn't mean I'm right. So, that playlist was just needed. And I really do hope everyone, like, goes through it and not just enjoys it, but, like, actually thoroughly goes through it, understands what's being said. Because it's a lot of points that I think a lot of us in chat think about on our own. Naturally, as you trade levels, even if it wasn't my system, just a system with levels or something set in front of you, like a condition that needs to be met, you can like actually come up with these different things. You start to feel out, oh, there are probabilities to the chart. There are days where I feel like this is going to happen, and I can actually find something to back that up, not just, oh, I feel like I'm going to have a green day. Instead of just that, and you could say, oh, well, I think it's going to do this because of, and then name your reasons, you know, and that's the context. That's all it is. 9 times out of 10, it's context. It's funny, like literally everything is just context. But yeah, glad I got to make that. It took me a lot of time to make it, an effort. I even made it like some of the videos too. I made sure to keep the time in there so you could say I wasn't bullshitting, but at the bottom of the screen of the videos, you could see what time I record the videos at. And I think some of them are like, I don't know, Saturday, super, super late at night. And then some of them are like super, super early in the morning. I think some of them are like the next day at lunch or something, you know. I really did spread it out. I organized it. And I hate doing that for videos. But for that playlist, I had to. Because there was just so much I wanted to talk about. It was just, I had to lay it out, organize it, and make sense of how I wanted to portray all of it, you know. Because if I just hit it running, it would have been a shotgun of videos, and it would not have made any sense. But I'm glad I took the time to do it how I did. It just feels weird planning for a video, because it's like I'm trying to make something seem to be like trying to make it perfect so I look so good. But in reality, it's just, that's how I like to make videos. I like to just go at it freestyle because I could just do it naturally, just do it for fun. But with that playlist, it kind of needed to be organized. So, I'm glad I took the extra time. Oh, nice. You did grab a UPS. Okay, good. On my other screen, I have... Where's it at? Here it is. I didn't get to do it today. I was going to watch the SPY contract to see how this did after we were done, but it already moved. So I'll just pull up UPS. Oh, nice, Tobias. I'll be honest, I'm pretty lost when it comes to all the indicators that have been shared around in chat over the years because I've had a bunch of people, Leland included, Dividend Bull, a few other people in chat that have either written their own based off of the system or have used another indicator to create a different one to like either update it or fix it or adjust something or change something or add something or delete something. So there's like a literal like tons of variants of different indicator sets for TradingView and Thinkorswim, so I'm lost on all of that. I'm old-fashioned. I just draw it all. But I definitely like to see when you guys do that, though, because it's... I know some people like that. They like to have it drawn. They like to have it just going for them. They don't have to even think about it. It's just there. Oh, look at that. New highs, guys. New high, guy. High of day. We actually hit it. Pretty impressive. And fun thing to do, too, instead of just saying, oh, well, we went up. It's really nice to kind of add those areas that we talked about beforehand. We talked about this all before it happened. But it's nice to go back and review what we talked about. Instead of just reviewing price action, we're actually reviewing something we've looked at. So we can look back at this and go, oh, okay, nice. It did go up. It hit that target. It lost one level, didn't get to the next one, went back up, and you could see like a very slow staircase of like them gaining control, the buyers gaining control. Not just breaking levels, but holding them higher and higher. Seeing us make that new high of day. So it's kind of good to also just go back and review. But let's see, can we actually make it to the 543.40s like we anticipated if we actually did break out? Nice, Ryaku. Ryaku Enterprise. And good morning to anybody who I might not have seen join. We appreciate the extra time spent. Personally, it makes the content more digestible. Good. Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to like come out with content just so it's there. Like, I want to go over stuff that's actually useful. That's why I don't release that kind of stuff too much, because it's just like, I don't know. You don't need a million videos to go over a strategy. That's why I like our content. Like, there's a bunch of excess stuff now, but that's why I kind of stopped making extra videos, because it's like, we just don't need them. But I'm glad you like the playlist, though. And if you guys haven't already checked it out, see if you have access. If you do have access, please check it out. It's actually a lot of content, but it's actually useful to the system and the levels and how we look at things, how we think about things. The probabilities of the chart, how to see them, not just making it up in your head and going off of emotions, but actually making sense of it. Consistently, too, not just one day, oh, it's this, the next day, oh, it's that. It's funny, too, you'll start seeing there's, like, templates. I almost wanted to make, like, another video or a playlist where it's, like, templates of, like, variants of days. Because on, like, a lower open day, what are the couple things you should be looking for? The test of the halfway point, this, that, the super basic levels. If we gap up, what do you look for? This, that, basic levels, nothing crazy. And it's funny because, like, every day is, like, a variant of a different day that's already happened. Like, today could almost be seen as just like yesterday. We went down, then we went up, then we went up, then we went down. Then it's just like every day's already happened before. The pacing of it might be different, all that good stuff. The timing of it might be different, but the template of the day before it has happened should already be set. If we're opening lower, what are the two higher probability situations in front of you? Either go up and you smack that halfway point and even continue on from it. And then from there, you have two more scenarios. It's funny. Like, at first, it's like, oh, this is so much. It's overwhelming. But then afterwards, you start to understand, like, oh, okay. Every day is kind of a template. And then now it's about how to get that down and the muscle memory and the best parts of those different scenarios and how you can best take advantage of it. It sounds so, like, simple when you say it out loud, but it's not. So easy to say it out loud. It's definitely not easy to do. Which playlist? Good question. It's called the BB Theory playlist. Actually, you have lifetime membership, Charukam. So go down to that section real quick. Click on lifetime content. It's that playlist. It's actually, I reposted it yesterday afternoon. It's the latest link in there. And do not share that link. I trust you. But yeah, have fun with that. Take your time to go through it. It's definitely, like I said many times already, it's definitely for the people in here who have already kind of gotten past that whole I know how to draw the levels part of it. Now it's just like, what's the thinking behind them? What's, not just entry types, candlestick pattern, like that's all basic stuff really. It's super, super needed. Like, it's a necessity. You can't go on without it, but it is basic compared to some of the deeper thinking behind things. whenever you see a lower open or a higher open, you should already kind of be thinking about where the chart should be going, and if it does something, it's surprised. Like you should be able to point out the different parts of the chart that it should and shouldn't be trading in before it's even moved. Like the night before, you should have a general idea. The morning of, you should definitely have a lot better idea because it's, of course, the morning of. You're getting that most recent context. And then stacking it day by day by day after, kind of helping yourself. A good reset point, too, for that kind of thing is each weekend, honestly. But it's definitely not a problem if you're someone who just loves to keep that context going. You don't care about the weekends in between. It's really just whatever you want. Personally, I like the reset each weekend. Whether that's clearing my levels or just kind of clearing up some of the short-term levels and then kind of leaving everything else on there and then kind of moving on from that. But yeah. I didn't even notice that till you said that, Andrew. Did not cross my mind once. If anybody wants me to look at a different chart, we can. It is 10 o'clock, so we don't have to just stare at SPY the whole time. I just kind of default to it whenever we have nothing else to look at or if I'm not looking at anything. Yo, is Matty Ice still here? I needed to tell him something. He sent me something funny. Good morning. Staircase method is goated. I leave short-term levels throughout the week, then reset them after. Ah, okay. You got your own little method. Honestly, King Carnage, I was surprised that was the first... I mean, maybe it wasn't the first time you'd heard it, but maybe it was the first time I had thoroughly gone over it with you, personally. But I don't give a shit. I'm just glad you're using it. I would say that's a pillar of our strategy. Of any strategy, really. You heard your name. I was just going to tell you those stickers that you sent me were hilarious. Well, one of them was. Completely understand, King Carnage. That's kind of what I thought, too. That's how it is with me. I feel like I'm the same way. Like, if I just hear it, it's not really going to do much. Like, and I talk about this a lot. Personally, like, when I was in school, I could not, for the love of God, figure out how to study in an effective way that would actually help me pass something, right? Like, I was the type of kid that would go in, do no homework, I would do no studying. I just, whatever was in class was what would help me, and that was it, right? And I think it was because it was just like that hands-on approach. I don't think I was lazy. It was just like that hands-on approach is everything. If we just talk about it, it doesn't really help me do shit. If I just have some flashcards, it doesn't help me remember anything, right? But actually going through it with the teacher or going through it with someone else, like over and over again, that's what helps me. Hands-on approach, reinforcement. So you're not going to hear me get all mad about that because I'm the exact type of person that'll do that. I can't just look at it once or see it once or hear it once. I have to physically do it myself, do it again, do it again, do it again, and then slowly kind of understand, oh, okay, this is what worked for me, or oh, okay, I didn't like this, or I didn't like that, or let me adjust this. But good stuff, though. Oh, well, one of them, Maddie, was, I'll just send you a picture. It wasn't until college where I learned to study for me. I have to fall 10 times and improve after each one. I became a lot quicker learner when I was in like plumbing, but I think it was because it was hands-on shit. Like if someone's telling me this has to be this way every single time I do it, and I'm physically doing it right there, then and there, like I'll probably never forget it. But if you just kind of mention it to me, I'm not going to get it right that first time. Like that's more on you than it is at me at that point. Is how I see it. It's like, yeah, that was the one I was talking about, Maddie. Was a butt. That was the one. One of them was Einstein, and he has a cap that says easy E equals MC squared. Easy minus E equals MC squared. I actually kind of like that one. That hat's kind of funny. Because I think most people would read that and just think it says easy E, but it's actually easy minus E equals MC squared. A little math joke. And then one of them is I love haters. I don't know why someone would like that. But no, that one though was funny. Can I look at Microsoft? Just because you asked, no? No, I got you. I thought it wasn't going to load for a second. That was about to be bad. Oh, they're about to have earnings. Honestly, my opinion doesn't matter on this chart. This is one of the big boys that has earnings. Tomorrow after hours. Be very aware of that. Personally, I'm one of the Microsoft bulls. I think this chart's super... That's the wrong chart. That's also the wrong chart. Alright, they're all the wrong chart. I was going to say, though, historically, it's at a pretty big spot where it probably will just keep bouncing slowly over time. But I like this chart a lot. I think Microsoft's going to do some damage. You're going to probably see me posting this a lot for like swings and stuff over the next couple months. I like this ticker a lot. The chain's not too hard to trade. It's not too expensive. Price action wise, right here, right now, though, gun to my head if I had to tell you what's going on, it's just tired. She had a nice breakout, slightly over pre-market, made a new high, and it's just kind of stuck to the right. But it's not giving up its trend, so I wouldn't give up on it yet. But this is literally what SPY feels like right now. It just feels like, yeah, we've gone up, but we're kind of like, we're like hitting our head on something. In this case, it's the 553.50s. Pretty close to that previous day high. What do you got though, dividend? What are you looking at on Microsoft, and what time frames were you looking at as well? I kind of glanced over big and small really quickly, but my opinion, I don't like to invest in my own opinion when I know something has earnings, because I know that my opinion is gonna be so short term it doesn't matter. Right? if what happens if Microsoft gaps down $100 from here? Like everything I just said doesn't matter. Well, actually, I guess it does partially matter because it probably will go back up over time. It's Microsoft, but you know what I mean. Like sometimes the movement or the volatility can almost ruin your plan before it's even begun. So I don't like to get it running until after that. But I do think, regardless of earnings, though, Microsoft is in a pretty big spot for like dollar cost buying over time. But you'll probably see me call out a lot of swings on that pretty soon because it's a good chart. Good movement, good options chain. I also want to get better at calling out more, not coin. I call out coin way too much. Nvidia. I think it'd be good to call out more Nvidia here in the future. Microsoft and Nvidia. Did you get that lunch packed dividend? Speaking of coin, what that doing? Bro, Bay's doing everything she can. If I was married to an individual equity, it would be this. Sorry for the way too many levels on my screen. I'm in like 3 mines at once on this chart right now. But pretty much, basically, they just had a really good liquidity grab buy. So basically that means, like, here's your level. That means they broke it and then retook it. And the energy gained from loss and retake of the level is 100% displayed in that return move up. Now, a lot of the times you get a little bit of a dip, then you get that run. Sometimes they just run instantly. But this actually did exactly that. It actually gave you that little bit of a slowdown, and then it started running. But the whole point of losing and retaking that level was kind of big. And it was over the course. Also, I want to add this too, because I never ever make this distinction when I go over this, but I want to right now. A lot of the times, when this is between 1 to 2 days, it's alright. It's alright. But if you get more than that, it equals potentially insane. Let me put potentially, because, we're not 100%. I had to think about how to spell potentially for a second. And why I say that is because if you get 1 or 2 days in this loss and retake, part of this move here, that's alright. It's a good amount of volume, but it's nothing special. I would just say it's an average, an average loss and retake amount of time. But if you ever get more time than that, it's insane, because 1, 2, 3 entire sessions, you could even say most of a fourth, resided under that level, and then they took it, right? And that's not the only time they went under this. You can see they wicked under it again here. And even though the day closed, there was definitely some trading that was done under that level. So you could almost say 4 sessions of trading, full sessions, happened under that level. So that means a lot. And let's just split it up into numbers. So let's say there's 100% here, right? 100% of people trading. Let's say 50% of, let's just 50-50 it up. We'll divvy it up. 50% of people are shorting, 50% of people are long, right? Bullish or bearish, or 50-50. So let's say 50% of people that were short, right? Let's say 50% of those people, so 25% total, are still in those shorts, right? That creates so much potential energy to go up, right? That liquidity allows price to just launch up freely, right? And I don't want you to think about anything else except this when you think of loss and retake, right? When you hear liquidity grab, when you hear, oh, they're just getting more liquidity to move up from here, move down from here. When you hear that, I want you to think of one thing and one thing only: GameStop. I know, it's fucking crazy hearing that out of my mouth, but GameStop is a really, 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 really good example of this that pretty much all of us are going to never forget. But not really the loss and retake aspect of it. It's the whole liquidity, the energy built up aspect of it. The reason it went up so much was because there was so much betting for it not to go up. And then when it did go up, it had to keep going up because the people that were betting for it to go down had to be wrong. So they had to close out, right? And if they didn't close out and they kept holding and closed out later down the road, that only creates more energy for the chart to go up more, right? It makes sense from a supply-demand point of view. It makes sense. That's what the chart's doing. That's what the candlesticks are doing. The loss and retake of a level is insane, right? So if we get more than the average amount of time underneath that level and then a retake above it and we are going up, doesn't it make sense that we should just skyrocket, not have this slow bullshit move? And that's why you want to have this slow bullshit move to pop up, because that's what everyone would think. They would think, oh, well, that's easy. Yeah, of course. You just want one candle close, and then we'll buy. Everybody sees this. Anybody who doesn't even know how to think for themselves could see that there's a big Hulk candle closing here. So no shit that it's going to need that little bit of a slowdown in between. So whenever you see these loss and retakes, don't just think, oh, it's just going to shoot up. Also think, well, if we get that higher low, this is actually giving itself the best chance possible of creating the most powerful move it can. Right? Because you look back at this and you're like, oh, well, it's just a couple green candles. Dude, what? It literally retook 167 and went over $200 a share. Huh? That's a crazy amount of movement. That's a crazy opportunity. So think about that when you see those drops and retakes of levels, and vice versa. This is a good example of going up, but there's so many examples of this also happening going down. Now, this is a perfect retest going down, so that wouldn't be a good one. Let's find one. Perfect retest. Thanks, Coin. Making this really easy to find an example. Alright, I might not have an example for us here. Damn, does it just have perfect retest on the way down and not on the way up? Is that what I'm understanding here? I'll be damned. Yeah, look. It dropped, and then I almost bet that's a 50%. What? Oh, no, but close. Dude, no shit. It really did that 2 times in a row. Okay, here's a little bit of one, finally. Okay, so I have a supply drawn here. I'm like trying to find a retest of this happening, but it just has perfect retest apparently on the way down. I need to write that down or something. We need to back test that. Every time it retests back up, is it a retake or is it an actual retest? And then vice versa for going down. That's interesting. Sorry, that's my brain not working. So we have this supply here. And we didn't get we did get a perfect retest. I'm just trying to find an example for Pete's sake. But we did go slightly above it. So any average person would think like, oh, okay, well, we're going up then, right? Like, no. We haven't gotten that confirmation yet. What's that what do I mean by confirmation? Like, not just going up, but the higher low of that up. Does it hold the higher low? Does it hold the up? Does it hold that? This is kind of like a fake. But this little bit amount of price action is a really good sign, too, because it having this lower open is good. Here's the halfway point of that day, probably like right here somewhere. So it breaks under that. You get this early sign of like, okay, we should go down today. Then you get this extra sign. Okay, we are going down today. Make it down to that open. Okay, let me sell most here. We'll leave runners for the previous day low. See if there's at the levels outside of that. You know, it's a template. It really is. That's kind of what I was referring to earlier. Like every day really is like a template. Oh god, I gotta delete all this. No, Control Z, you suck. Someone needs to add that as a feature. If someone at Schwab can hear me right now, please add the feature to add more Control Z. Add more to your Control Z. Can I have more than 10 deletes? Give me like 50 or 25. 25 is a good number. 10 is just, I can't. I need more than 10. Yo, speaking of coin, by the way, and this is probably a settled day for them more than anything. This actually looks so good for downside. But that should just consolidate to the right. They've moved so much recently. It's also on the backside of Bitcoin. I mean, you don't have to give a shit about crypto. You could be just like me and not care about crypto and still enjoy trading Coinbase. But they've been doing really well with with cryptocurrencies moving back up. The main cryptos have been doing pretty well recently. It's a good almost flight to safety in some rotations almost. I don't know if it's a perfect flight to safety in every scenario in every market, but there are some scenarios where you have seen it spike up really well while the market's just kind of settling. Not even dropping, just sometimes settling. So that's kind of fun to see when that does react. A lot of the tariffs it doesn't seem to affect, which, I mean, no duh. What's up, Valdora? Might go for a full retest here, but this is what I'm seeing. Is this fib since we already previous... Wait, what? Where are you getting 55146? Did I share that? I did share that. Alright, well, going off of your chart, let's see what we did here. You're saying... That fib's invalid, though. Why would you draw it from here to here? That doesn't even make sense. You would draw it from here to here. If we get below PDC, this chart looks ugly. No, it looks great if it gets below PDC. It gets below PDC, we're probably going to dump. Kind of sucks, too, because we're 6 minutes before 10:30. Yeah, 6. Another great setup with bad timing. If we get below PDC, especially on the hourly SPX chart. Oh yeah, SPX. I know I have a level right here. Yeah, whatever that is. I'm like 90% sure these are all emerging candles, but I could be wrong. I'll share SPX and premium. I don't like to share SPX and trade floor. Oh. What's everyone been up to? Anybody watching any new shows or animes or movies or anything cool? Anybody go to a cool bar anytime recently? Now you're in the YouTube chat spamming trade floor too much. You're good, dude. It's funny. All of you guys do that. You're always like, oh, I'm sorry for spamming trade floor. And it's like, dude, shut up. You're fine. Are you talking about the second season, Tobias? Are you talking about another one coming out? I finally got around to that. I don't even know if I'd said that in stream. I did watch the second season finally. Oh, the third, yeah. I heard they were already making it. Or that it's already done or something, or already mostly done. They have good funding now, so they have no excuses. But they do have high expectations because they're setting a bar very high. I kind of like it though. You should watch. No, never mind. Actually, you're probably too much of a noob to watch it. I was gonna say something a big one, but you're probably not down. One Piece, dude. You gotta watch One Piece. That's what I'm watching right now. I just got past episode like 1080 or whatever. Dude. I can see why people glaze this one so much now, though. I'll be honest. One Piece. I could literally hear it when I said it. Yes, to Cool Bar. There's 145 minutes from me called Beer Exchange. That's a pretty good name. The drinks are like a stock market. Wait, what? Hold on, I gotta drink some water. The drinks are like a stock market and it moves / crashes. Can get cheap drinks, just never know. What? That's crazy. They're like, oh, you just sold the deed of your house to us. Get out. You lost. Oh, you have seen it, Tobias? My bad. Shit. I didn't know you were cultured. That's a lot of One Piece. It is a lot. I'm not joking though. It's like it has so many episodes, but in the first like 40 episodes, I was hooked. I was like, oh, this shit's so good. I was already glazing it before it actually gets good. You're definitely rage baiting. You can't rage bait me right now. I'm vibing. It's actually sweet. It has like a revolving ticker thing around the whole place and all. That's crazy, dude. Dude, next time you go there, Maddie, please get a picture or something of anything in there. That's crazy. That's got to be the coolest bar I've ever heard of. You go in there and like, oh, sorry, just it sucks, man. You walked in here, drinks were 99 cents. As soon as you step foot in that door, they're $15. I think I tried last time, but was too hammered before the bowl. Wait, what's up, T-Bone? 6-month break. What 6-month break? From One Piece? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any like realistic like span on like actual fans who've been watching it because I'm the kind of guy that has to like watch it all at once, so it's gonna suck when I get up to the up to date episode. It's gonna suck watching one every week or whatever the time. I don't even know how it works. I've been grinding it so long, I don't even know how actual animes work. From October to April? Fuck. That was a lot of people are like scared to watch it because it's so big or because they think people are overhyping it. The reason I didn't want to watch One Piece was because it was an up-to-date anime. I was like, fuck, dude. Once I get to the end, I gotta just ride it. I can't just like walk away for like 8 months and then come back. Like, nah, I'm gonna have to. That sucks. I just like to watch as much as I can. Like, when Solo Leveling Season 2 came out, I waited for the entire season to finish before I started watching. I was like, nope. Then I just watched it all at once. You haven't been able to walk away for the last 16 years? Fuck. Yeah, those kind of One Piece fans are actually mentally insane. Like, I think they're the most loyal, but like, you got to be a little insane. I'll tell you straight up though, the episode that hooked me, it was whatever episode whenever Nami's like crying out because like Arlong, and then Luffy's like, I forget exactly what he says, but he's like, "Of course I'll help," or whatever the hell he says. I watch it in Japanese, and then I have subtitles because I cannot stand English voice acting. I think English voice acting is the fucking lowest rank of skill for voice acting. They'll have like some dude in like a studio, and he'll be like you know, it could be like a fight where you're bleeding for your life, and the guy in English will be like, "Oh no, my arm, I'm bleeding out. Yep, that's me, Steve." Like, just sounds like the most bland person ever, bro. When a fucking Japanese voice actor's in there, it legit sounds like someone's arm just got cut off. You DM some pics you stole off Google? Okay, bet. Hold up. I'm about to look. Yeah, I have to see this bar, dude. That's crazy. Oh my god. This is crazy. The Kalamazoo Beer Exchange? Oh, hell yes. Bro, what? Oh, I'll pull these up on stream. Or this one at least. How do you do this again? Open link. Oh, here you go. This is sick. This is a bar near Maddie. But it's like it's set up like a stock market exchange. Like there's like this on the board for the menu, and then there's like what else? That's crazy. That's like the whole theme. Oh, there's like the ticker tape all around the bar. That's crazy. Now that goes hard. Whoever had that idea has a huge brain. My attempted pick. You're like, I don't want to get caught while taking this picture of a bar. The ticker tape police might get you. No, that's sick. Oh, my bad. I still have this up on the screen. Dude, I want to open a bar now so bad. Tobias is like, dude, I fucking love alcohol and I love the stock market. This would be the fucking greatest idea ever. Tobias is walking to the bank right now. He's like, yeah, I need a loan. I'm opening up a bar. What's the bar? You know what I'm making right now? A sandwich. Get wrecked. Deep dish destroyed pizza. Oh, Detroit pizza. How you almost spelled destroyed, but we're supposed to spell Detroit amazes me. No, I mean, I got you, dude. I got you. No, that sounds fire, though. That actually sounds so good. I have returned after downing an energy drink. What kind of energy drink, though? Everybody get ready to judge Lag to death. Which energy drink was it? Oh, C4? Never mind. No judgment here. Nah, C4 is fine, man. I mean, I don't drink it, but Sinful lives and dies by the C4, so must be something. A honey packet? What the hell? What are you saying right now? I took C4 and a honey packet. That's all I need for the day. Are we gonna dump? We should. I talked about us potentially closing back under this area, which, sorry, I'm on the wrong chart. If we do close back under this area, that is not a good sign for buyers. That is a great sign for sellers. Because this is the area that we already kind of broke and kind of went back above. We broke it again, went back above it. Definitely showed good support above it. Showed it again. So if we were to break it here, that would not be a good sign for buyers because it's already kind of been proven, yes, we're in control of this. So a loss of this, definitely. And also, it fits the agenda of the day. Kind of talked about going up, hitting the top, going down, hitting the bottom, kind of just staying within a range, a larger range. I say range, it's like $6. So I see a bearish engulfing on the 5 inputs. Hopefully see PDCP. Yeah, if we get a break of this 550.94, I mean, again, just a break of previous day close, like Tobias has already stated a few times. Definitely should see some more downside. So that's the one condition for me, I would say, is the break of previous day close. You'll most likely will see the PDCP. Previous day halfway point. But we'll see. Also, it is getting to that part of the day, lunchtime, where you could switch to the like 15-minute on a different chart or something and have that on the side if you want, or have it as your main screen even. React is honestly someone who pushed this pretty heavily in our chat, but I think it's a great tip. And it kind of makes you slow down. It kind of slows your roll. Kind of makes you slow down on your pacing. Digest the information a little bit better. Look at me not setting a good example. All right, now we're on the 15. Now we can go to bed knowing React won't haunt us. That's the best gif of Black Youngster ever. That man creates memes. First trade lead test. Wait, what? 50% second trade, being greedy, ignoring my levels entry before break of level. Damn, dividend. You went from making lunch to making that bread. Let's see here. Why is my Discord not full screen? There we go. You bought calls, then you got out. Bought calls, then you got out. Wait, what? I thought this was a lead test, mate. Damn, low key, you kind of did a higher low of a 90% entry on your entry, at least on your first trade. I don't know what led you to sell, maybe the fib extension, but that entry is insanely good. I'm honestly surprised you didn't sell faster. Second one, little antsy, I feel like. Not stupid because there's good positioning. but antsy because of the kind of day we expect to have. Damn, that entry though dividend is pretty damn good on your first trade, if I do say so myself. Quit calling that a lead test. That's not even a lead test. Well, yeah, I know that's not. I was about to say maybe it's the upside down one. No, it's not. You gotta remember, a lead test is just a lower high retest. Which I guess that's kind of what you did, a higher low retest, but you really did something more than that, though. That's why I don't want you to call it that. Like, what you did is a little bit more. I would say it's even better. Like, you saw how we, like, lost that area, then we went up, and then price came back down. Like, you basically bought the higher low of where we were definitely turning bullish. So it was like, it's like you were buying the best part of the chart that you could at the last chance that you could. Because after that goes up, you're not getting an as good an entry as that. But the loss and retake, you bought the higher low of that. I almost bet, too. I'm not going to do it myself. You can test it if you want. But if you go from the low to the high of that first move up before you entered, I almost bet where you entered is holding close to a fib. The 50%, that is. That first leg up on that left side, and then over to your entry. I bet your entry is holding like the 50% of that left side move up. Or a good percentage of it to some extent. To a part of it to where you'd be like, oh, that's probably still bullish. That's what I mean. That's like your last chance bullish entry. Like that's your last best RR trade there can be. Like when people say they're buying the dip or they're buying the high or low, like that's what you want to buy it off of. You want to buy it after something bullish has already happened. Then you could be like, oh, it's a retest of something that's bullish, not just, oh, well, it's a retest of this random level, blah, blah, blah. No, now you're using something else. You're actually using context to be bullish. So that's good. Second trade, I don't really know what you were doing on the entry. But it looked like you exited knowing, okay, this is not good. Before it got bad. First trade, though, really, really, really good. Like, that's almost like a level of trade you just take and you're like, all right, I'm done for the day. Like, that was... You're not going to get a better entry than that. Yeah, and didn't get filled, so you wanted to get out sooner. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's what you should kind of like consistently stick with as a baseline. Like, oh, I got my hit. Let me chill. We don't need to use every single day as a, let me get 2 trades out, 3 trades out kind of thing, you know? Especially because of how your first trade was. I mean, that was like, I'm serious. You're probably not going to get a better entry than that for like a month. I would almost bet on it. Your entry on that first trade was like impeccable. It's funny too. You even kind of explained how Leland catches some of those trades. You said you woke up and then caught it. Like that's literally what he would do. He'd roll out of bed, be like, "All right, what's there? Get it. Perfect timing. Bam. Done for the day. Go back to sleep. Go get food." Yesterday and today found good entries. Yeah, kind of what you said though. Limit yourself. Like limit yourself to where you're just taking those setups. If there's other setups, like still watch them. Don't sit there and like. You know, you should be strong enough to not have to sit on your hands to not take a trade. Like you can watch other setups pan out, study them, get used to seeing them, build up your muscle memory, whatever you got to do. And you could still limit yourself. Like that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That would honestly be to me the true definition of trading. Someone who has like all these setups and variations that they're aware of, but limiting themselves to the ones that they know that they're best at or the ones that they know they have the best chances with, highest probability on, whatever it is, you know. Maybe you just have the best feeling for some certain setups. Like maybe it's just some like, you know, tinfoil hat conspiracy. You're just like, man, I'm only good at doing this. Fuck it. Like, you're only good at that then. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you otherwise. You got something that works. I'm not going to, why change it? But it is good to have that consistent understanding of what you're doing, though, or why it works. Not just, oh, because I wear these special socks, you know, this happens, or like, you know, not being too tinfoil hatty with anything. I don't think anyone here in this chat is like that. I think as a joke, there's people like that in here. But I don't think anyone here seriously is like that. But interesting. I'll say that much. Long 2 off the candle after doji, holding golden pocket of the move up. Trimmed 1 on the initial move, still holding this runner. Stop losses 0.65. All out 12 points. There's 5 points on the first one. Damn, Matty. You're just steaming through it while I'm just sitting here looking at his trade. Nice. Hit that pressure washer, then he hit the pressure washer on the market. He said, Detroit style deep dish. This is either going to be disgusting or delicious. I said, that is typically how food works, yes. Like, yeah, it's either really good or it's bad. Like, that was the most yes statement I've ever fucking read. It's like, what do you think the market's going to do? It's either going to go up or down, man. What do you think the market's going to do? Yes. I'm just trolling Tobias. Tobias, have you started eating it yet? How is it? Honestly, I couldn't tell if the picture you sent us is even a picture you, like, actually took. Or if it was, like, a picture of it, like, from online. Now I'm worried about him. What if that pizza got him? This just in, guy from Netherlands tries Detroit pizza. I don't trust pizza places where the furniture is new. I never thought about that. Yo, now that I think about that though, holy crap, wait a minute. There's this place called Fuzzy's Pizza and it's old as crap. And it's the best pizza ever. Everything inside is so old. Oh my god, dude. That statement might actually be true. I'm trying to think, though. Brothers Pizza is true. They probably have had the same tables and chairs since the beginning of time. All right, 2 out of 2 that hits. I'm not counting like CCs or not. That doesn't count. They know the food is good. Why they gotta convenience you with the flashy stuff? Exactly, dude. Yes. Holy shit. Lag to Death needs to open up a food joint. All right, hold up. That's a good question. A theoretical. If you could open any restaurant, what kind of food would you serve? Only one kind. I think I'd have to go with Mexican food. Or yeah, tacos. Yeah. Dude, yeah, see? Tacos. That's the way to go. Because who the hell doesn't like tacos? Every walk of life can enjoy a taco. Insert Taco Tuesday meme. LeBron can be pretty cringe, but the way he says Taco Tuesday is the greatest thing ever. $20 tacos, that's crazy. Those tacos better be curing cancer. There's a lot of taco trucks that are like super cheap, and they end up being like the greatest tacos you've ever had in your life. Blows my mind every time. The LeBron memes kill me, yeah. I mean, he really did take Taco Tuesday away from whoever invented that. He owns that now. It's so good? Good. For a second, I honestly thought you went under. You don't know, you don't trust the taste buds of EU people? I don't know, he's a little different though. He's like fine, high class EU. So he probably has eaten like a shit ton. I could see Tobias being one of those guys that has good taste buds. I don't think he's going to sit there and tell us that beans is like the only thing you should eat your whole life. Find out it's just a Hot Pocket. Oh my god. Oh my god. Data J. Whoever told you or came up with that name, or however you came up with that name, that's a genius. Genius play on words of your name already. It's easy. Do you prefer wine or beer? You gotta add Tobias or he will not answer you. If you don't add him, he won't think you're talking to him. Find out it's just a Hot Pocket. That was good. If he ignores me, more proof of snobbish. Dude, see? Okay, yeah. This feeds into what I was saying then. Oh, is that why you were asking it? To see if he says wine or not? I don't think he's going to say wine. I think Tobias would say something like... He would say a liquor. I think he would say a liquor. I don't think he would say a wine or a beer, actually. Sparkling water? Relax. I'm over here defending you, Tobias. I need you in here in trade floor. I'm defending your fat ass. I feel like Tobias would say like, I want to say that he would say a whiskey, but I don't know, man. He might say like vodka or something weird. If he says rum, I disassociate. He said whiskey at 9 a.m. Oof. I mean, we didn't set a time. We're pirates? Jesus. Nah, rum is a chick's drink. Sparkling water. I don't think Tobias would type that. Not in a million years. I remember the first... I can't even read that without actually laughing. First time I drank real moonshine, my eyes started hurting. Your eyes started hurting? Oh my god. I just had so many SpongeBob memes go through my head. When he's like, my eyes. Whiskey is the way to go. Angel's Envoy or Knob Creek Maple. Okay, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. I gotta look up that first one you said. Hold up. That name just sounds crazy. The bottle is crazy. My sis says in Mexico, if the tacos are too cheap, it's either dog or iguana. Jesus. Okay, in Mexico, I could maybe believe it. Around Houston, cheap taco trucks are normally like pretty fire. But how would you know if it's a dog or iguana, though, you know? If it's fire, would you even care to think that it could be a dog or iguana? Food for thought. Iguana for thought. It's probably not wrong, though. No, you're good, Keith. Keith, it came up anyway. I was about to say, Angel's Envoy? Like, you just invented the craziest name. Ryaku knows what Knob Creek is. Wait, VC, what? Yo, rest in peace in the chat, everybody. The chat lost a real one today. If you go to the Pets channel, we lost a real one today. This is the dog that's in VC's profile pic and it passed away today. I don't know when your dog passed away. I'm sorry for the dates. I'm probably off on that. Passed away yesterday, sorry. Damn, dude. Rest in peace, seriously. It's never nice when a dog goes down, dude. That's just as close as an actual, like, you know, an actual, like, sibling. Rest in peace, dude. Type the... Oh, wait. There he did. My bad. Our beloved Nemo. I was gonna say, like, I instantly noticed it when I saw the profile pic. Because I'm like, wait, that's VC's profile pic. Tried to revive him, but he passed away in surgery. He was 11. Damn. I am sorry to hear that, VC, seriously. That is never a good time. 11 though, man, that's pretty long. A dog lived a long life. Actually, I know it's different for breeds. I don't know if that's long for that breed or not. I would like to think that's long. It looks happy, though, in that pic you sent. That's a good pic. Sitting on the mat. That's what my dog does. Right in front of the freaking oven. There's like a mat in front of the oven. It always sits right exactly how your dog is. It's like, I'm a person. Those are the best. Dude, thank you for sharing that in the pets channel, seriously. I am sorry about your loss. Rest in peace to Nemo. Damn, you know what you gotta name your next dog? What was the blue fish's name? Was it Dory? That sounds so wrong. Is Dory right? That sounds wrong. Yeah, Dory, dude, that's what you gotta name your next dog. He had tumors and was struggling and hurting. Oh, it's probably good that he passed away instead of struggling then. Because I know that shit, like... I mean, it's probably hard for a dog to express, but, like, it's gotta be painful. Damn, sorry about that, man. Unconditionally. Yeah, dude, dogs are the best. Speaking of dogs, where's my dog? She's not in here. Did I hear about the world's largest pit bull Hulk passed away yesterday? What? I didn't even know there was a world's largest pit bull. And I didn't know its name was Hulk. The dog was huge? I gotta look this up. I had no idea. World's largest pit bull. Dude, how big is this thing? Holy crap. This picture makes you think it's like there's a bear behind the guy, but that's the dog. Oh my god. It's like standing on top of a trash can with one leg, with the other leg up. It literally looks like a bear is about to attack it. That's the dog. See you later, King Carnage. Good to see you, man. Thank you for hanging around. I think I'm going to end the stream soon anyway. I didn't even realize it was already 11. The babies were selling for like 20. Yeah, I no shit. I bet each person buying one of those babies thought they were buying a damn infinity stone. Like, damn. Bro, that's not even like, I got this dog for protection. Like, that's like a dog that's like, yo, we're about to go, like, take out this third world country. What the hell? I did not know that was a thing. I wonder if they always had its name as Hulk, though, you know? Like, what if they called it, like, Gerald, you know? And then it grew up and it became this huge dog. Like, fuck, dude, this is not a good name for this dog. We need to name it, like, something sick. And then they named it Hulk. I wonder if they named it, actually named it Hulk from the beginning. That would be pretty tough. Naming it Hulk, then years later becomes the world's largest pit bull. Also, how much food does that thing eat? Does it even eat regular food? Or do they just feed it other dogs? That's like 8 dogs in 1 times 4. He said I would sell my baby for less. I'd sell it for an iguana taco stand. All right, sorry guys, we kind of been goofing off ever since we kind of reached back down to this point where we kind of expect to just kind of chill out and potentially break out higher, potentially break down under 551s. We've kind of just sat here since we got here. But first phase of the day, we definitely kind of had that under wraps, but definitely understanding why we should consolidate at least a little bit. So a little boring, but we try to push through, talk about whatever we can. But do we have any questions or anything to add on to the stream before I end it? I always like to leave the end for questions in case anybody has anything. I mean, you can ask questions whatever the hell you want. But especially at the end, if anybody has anything they thought of or whatever. Last final note, too, before I end the stream, if anybody doesn't have any questions, is definitely check out that playlist. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. Definitely very important for anybody in here who's kind of beyond that point of just drawing levels. It's more or less just the understanding behind everything. Thank you, Garden, and thank you for your triple Q post. I really do appreciate that. I know not everybody has the energy to post in there all the time, so I appreciate that. It's also a good rule of thumb, too, because, like, you really did just kind of cover the most important stuff. You went over the bigger time frame fib, you went over the previous day smaller time frame fib, some of the outside levels beyond that, kind of went over that as well, and then just keeping it clean. I mean, keeping it super organized. That's how every chart should look all the time. And when it doesn't, we either need to do one or two things: sit on our hands and chill out, maybe go outside for a bit, or two, we do need to actually just rechart our chart, fix it up a little. You're trying to find the larger moves. I can see that. That's what you need to focus on. Are those key levels, like the bigger time frame 50, that previous day 50 when we are on the smaller time frame? Like, how's that going? Does it come into play at all that day? Some days we're gapping up above it. We're never seeing it ever at all again. Today though, we did start lower, and that's where it started from. So you have a good reference point as well on the days that it is utilized. That's good though. I like that though, Garden. Keeping it simple, keeping it just super straight to the point. I like how you did it though. You went from like bigger to smaller, so you're kind of in that mindset of like working from like what you already know to what you're just recently finding out. It's like, I don't know, like a quicker, updated way. I like that. All right, well, if we don't have any questions, I don't think we do. New high of day, John G says. Possibly, John, possibly. As you're typing it, it looks like it is going to happen. I'm just glad it settled out at least a little bit, because we got up here around 10:30, like I said we probably would, and then we actually kind of like sat to the right for a bit. So I like that at least got a little bit of consolidation. So if it does go on, definitely not looking bad. Inside day, possible, but it's going to be by a very little amount if it does. If we don't get that new high of day, that could definitely still keep it as an IB. We'll see. Either way though, even if you don't get the IB, the big thing that you want to focus on is us getting a smaller body candle today. To kind of back that up, let me go to this chart. Oops. Come on. So we have these candles here. We kind of like popped up. We have this huge amount of movement. We have this inside day, which, I mean, I don't know how any day following this couldn't be an inside day. Another one. But you see how when we went up, we had smaller body candles, then we went down? Kind of looking for the same thing here. If we're getting a lot of smaller body candles, it definitely shows us consolidation is needed. Not just gapping down like that one shows, but a good slowdown would be good for consolidation. But that doesn't necessarily make it bearish. That could also be just consolidation to go up higher eventually. So that's why we're kind of looking out for that, just smaller body candles. Outside of that too, though, not really taking the bigger time frame info from these past few days, but also next few days into account, just because it is going to be a lot earnings related. So more or less just focused on the kind of how Garden displayed it, the bigger time frame fib of the one that goes down. But then outside of that, sometimes your previous day fib or even an overnight fib is going to be your main focus almost every time, just because it doesn't even matter if we're going up or down in this market right now. With all these earnings coming out this week, you just want to focus on less. So you have more priority when one of those less levels hit or break or whatever. What kind of trend you get around them. I thought you thought I knew the future. I wish I knew the future. Brother, if I knew the future, we wouldn't be sitting here. I would have invented my own streaming platform. I would have named it TubeU just to crap on YouTube. Come out with a second streaming platform. Call it something to kind of make fun of Kick. I don't know. What's the opposite of a Kick? Punch. We'll come out with a streaming platform called Punch. Shove. There you go. There we go. I like that. Shove. Catch out that new streamer on Shove, bro. Put me on Shark Tank, man. I'm either going to have them laughing or investing. But either way, it's going to be cinema. What's up, Sharks? I'm here to come out with a new platform called Shove. Basically, we illegally take the feed to all the cops, and we just kind of post it online. Sharks, I'm here today with a parlay. Yeah, I'm here today with a pretty hot 5-leg parlay, Sharks. I'm here to multiply your investment. Risk? I only know reward. I don't even watch that show. That's the funny part. I don't even watch that show for some reason. That's what I wanted to target. I think I saw a clip of it. Because I'll be honest, I cannot stand Mark Cuban, man. He's like, buy Dogecoin at all-time highs. You won't be mad. Bum fights? Oh, let's go, dude. Only on shove.com. He's much better on the show than real life? Okay, maybe I will have to check it out then. I was going to say, if he ever just like actually acted like himself, I bet he's pretty cool. But I swear to God, he tries too hard to be likable. And then it's like, what are you talking about? Editing? Oh. Thanks for the stream. Excellent breakdowns as always. I'm out. Thanks, boss. Thank you, John G. Thank you for coming to my sales pitch. He looks like he smells like spoiled milk. Jesus Christ. Oh no, Mr. Wonderful is the worst in probably both cases. Trust me, when I'm criticizing Mark Cuban, it's like very lightly. I'm not like attacking him. Mr. Wonderful, though, is a piece of shit. Not just on the show. I'm sure he is there too, but like that dude's a piece of work. I'll say that much. I'll say this much. Mr. Wonderful actually makes so much less money than you actually think he does. He makes so less money that he is willing to take money from Discord owners of trading groups to promote them. He'll literally do cameos and like sell them to people on Discord. It's insane. The real Mr. Wonderful does that. Someone who makes money in real life does that. I know. And it's not a famous actor or anything like that. Like if you had fucking Clint Eastwood send me that, okay, yeah, I'll pay for that. Yeah, it's fucking Clint Eastwood. Morgan Freeman, sure. Bro, Mr. Wonderful? He'll have you think he's like so rich, I swear, dude. He has to have some of the worst money problems. And he has the worst stance on like everything all the time. He's like Jim Cramer. It's like, how are you always on the side that everyone hates? Like, how are you always on the bad side? Like, it's like he intentionally does it. But I swear he doesn't. It's like an inadvertent aggression. I don't know what it is. No, I don't like Mr. Wonderful at all. Alright, guys. Well, I think that's enough making fun of Mr. Wonderful. think I'll end the stream there. I don't see any questions. I don't think there is, at least. I buy 50% of your company and you pay me forever. Thank you, Dividend. And yeah, everybody have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for the stream. All that cool stuff, everything in between. Appreciate everybody on the updates and the trade floor as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys later on. Thank you again.